The title of this research is Planning for Future Aging Among Family Caregivers, the Role of Anticipated Future Need for Care. The study was completed by myself, Julie Gorenko, in collaboration with Dr. Calandra Spears and Dr. Candace Connert. This slide presents the entire summary of the study in poster format. I will break this down in the following slides. The population of older adults in Canada is growing at a rate faster than that of the general population. With increasing age, the likelihood of requiring some form of care due to physical or cognitive decline increases. Currently, about a third of individuals over the age of 85 in Canada require 24/7 care and thus reside in long-term care facilities, sometimes referred to as nursing homes. Planning for future care needs requires awareness of the potential need for care in the future. Such planning involves gathering of information, deciding on one's preferences for future care, for example, the preference to remain in the home and receive at-home care or to move to a long-term care facility if care needs arise. It also includes having discussions with family and other concrete actions which can take many forms. Examples include financial planning or putting in place legal documents such as power of attorney. Planning is also associated with better long-term health outcomes, such as decreased risk of depressive symptoms in older adults, and it can also decrease the potential burden placed on family members that may become caregivers should care needs arise. Older individuals, women, and those with more years of education are more likely to plan. But what else makes some more likely to plan than others? Research has shown that having an expectation of the potential for future care needs to arise in the future increases the likelihood of planning. However, many older adults do not anticipate needing care in the future. Being an informal family caregiver to an older adult increases these expectations. However, there are mixed results when it comes to caregiving predicting planning, as caregivers do not always engage in planning for their own aging. The potential mediating effect of expectations on the relationship between caregiving and planning has not been adequately examined. This study sought to examine this potential mediation using quantitative self-report questionnaire data from a sample of community volunteer research participants who are all 50 years and older, recruited in Calgary, Alberta. Mediational analysis was completed using Hayes Process Macro Extension and SPSS, and the mediational model included age, gender, and education level as covariates. A subsample of 20 participants that identified as being a current or previous informal family caregiver completed individual semi-structured qualitative interviews, which sought to gain insight into the influence of caregiving on views of aging and planning. Recorded and transcribed interviews were evaluated using thematic analysis. The quantitative results of the mediational analysis demonstrated that caregiving experience, as compared to no caregiving experience, significantly predicted greater planning and expectations of future care needs, and higher expectations predicted greater planning. There was a significant mediating effect of expectations between caregiving and planning. Thus, caregivers with greater expectations of future care needs engaged in greater planning. These results were corroborated by the interview data, in which participants reported gaining increased awareness of the realities of aging and care needs, which motivated engagement in planning among caregivers. These results indicate that planning among caregivers is partially explained by greater expectation of care needs that is informed by their caregiving experiences. This could be regarded as a potential long-term benefit of caregiving. Knowing this, how can we increase planning among non-caregivers and caregivers with lower expectations of encountering their own future care needs? Strategies to increase awareness of and anticipation of potential future care needs may involve educational programs for the general public and programs for caregivers or recent caregivers with the goal of promoting reflection and learning about caregiving experiences to increase planning. Individuals and caregivers may not be aware of what planning involves or may lack the necessary resources to plan effectively. Practicing psychologists may wish to be aware of the appropriate resources so that they may share them with clients. It is important to recognize that planning is not simply financial or legal planning, but it can be a challenging experience both emotionally and interpersonally among families. Thank you for viewing my research presentation.